not since the 1930s has a true far-left party been in power in a European democracy. And although they've moderated themselves in the past few weeks, for example, abandoning the idea of disbanding the riot police, it remains, Syriza, a true far-left party. They will, if they win tomorrow night, walk into the Eurogroup, the European Council, NATO, all the bodies dealing with that Ukrainian crisis, with ministers who don't believe that capitalism is good, and indeed who believe that the West is imperialist. That's where we are, and the causes are pretty clear: poverty and austerity.
This is what it looks like in a country where average families lose 1/3 of their income. The streets of Athens are quiet ahead of tomorrow's election, but with the polls predicting an anti-austerity government, the graffiti says what many people here are thinking: freedom to dream. This man once dreamed he would retire prosperous.
I was a director in the national TV.
And what happened?
And before 1.5 year, closed.
The TV station was closed down by the government. And what do you do now?
I'm driver in taxi.
Taxi driver?
Yeah.
How much do you earn every month?
300-400.
A month?
Yes, per month.
And when you were working in the TV station, more presumably?
It's about 1,500.
What do you think is going to happen on Sunday?
Change.
The change he's expecting is driven by this man, Alexis Tsipras, leader of the far-left Syriza party, which is 6 points ahead in the polls. In Athens, volunteers fan out to collect food donations. The food will be given to families reliant on handouts. The stall holders give, but with wages falling for the 5th year running, everybody's struggling. The walls of Athens tell a story of anger and loss of hope.
Tomorrow's election will be like no other. Yes, the result will be driven by economic discontent, but after 4 years of austerity and this relentless political pressure, there'll be something deeply psychological about the result.
This woman trained as a teacher. Aged 27, her chances of getting a teaching job are 0, so she waits table and, well, does a whole list of other things.
Like babysitting, like giving flyers to the road, like writing papers for another students.
You write essays for other students? Really?
Really.
How much do you earn a month?
That, she explains, is not a sensible question. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes...
We have months that we have nothing.
Really?
Really.
If the polls are right, the Greek establishment is about to learn that if you waste a whole generation, they tend to fall out of love with the system.
And Krishnan, in this city, every bank on every high street is propped up effectively by emergency assistance from the European Central Bank. Syriza, if it comes to power, says it will do a calm negotiation over rescheduling this country's debt, but it will cancel the conditions the European Central Bank has set for this economy. The pessimists think that will lead to a clash. And if it leads to a clash, there can only be one outcome, and that is the shutdown of the banks I'm talking about. 8 billion euros has flowed out of this country in the past week in fear of that. And so all eyes in Europe will be on what happens 24 hours from now when the polls close in Greece.